Bum 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 bum, and it's Tuesday. It's Pi Day. Yeah, Pi 3.14. It's March 14th. That's Pi Day. I thought we were getting some pies. I was sadly disappointed the entire day. No pies. You'd think I would have got a pie. Do I deserve a pie? Do I look like I have missed many pies? No. Look over in the comment section. Lots of new names, lots of new people, and some familiar faces as well. Stuart Bailey, good morning from the UK. It's my 50th birthday today. Since it's already the 15th, I guess we can say happy birthday, Stuart. Dustin Eubank, first time catching live, still very excited. Dustin, lower your expectations, man. I don't think we can all perform tonight. So just dial it down a notch and then we can live up to the bar. Lower the bar, we'll cross it. That's how it works. Tree Lynn, that's the Farm C in the intro. It's a good intro, man. We're going to change it up. It's a good intro. Roshan, Ontario, Canada here. Sally Pavitt checking in. Hi to all. Rather new to the live stream. Glad I found you all. Greetings from Colorado. Elizabeth Anzar, 10-month subscriber. Hello, everyone. Just a TIFF member for 1 year. Hello, handsome general. How come Elizabeth checked in at 10 months and she didn't call me handsome? We can't start the program until Elizabeth calls me handsome. That's the rule. You guys know the rule. That's the goddamn rule. All right, so let's see. We got all those out of the way there. Boom, 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 boom. Let's help out our mods between the sheets. And there we go. Take a little time. All right. So yeah, no. Stuff. There's stuff going on. I don't even have my jar up, do I? Nope. I don't. Boom, boom. Let's see if it goes up there. I don't know if it'll come back or not. All right. Look. Let's start off with a drink, shall we? Oh, clear that jar. Clear that goddamn jar right now. Clear the jar. 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 Clear the goddamn jar. This is what happens when you have Generation Z as your tech support. Clear the jar. Clear the jar. Jar's up, jar's sitting there. It's full of blue shit right now. There we go. Jar's finally gone. Thank God. He had to switch stuff around and get his shit together. That's what happens when you hire the handicap. And I mean, Generation Z. No. Don't worry about it. I got stuff I want to tell you. It's not confusing. It's exciting. There's some stuff. Yeah. I'm not even angry today. Do I have my angry face on? No, I do not. All right. Let's start with a drink. Don't leave me hanging. Don't. I will drink alone. I don't like drinking alone, but I'll do it. If I have to, I will. I drank alone before many, many times. But I have friends here tonight who will raise a glass with me and say cheers. Thank you very much. Let's kick off the program. We'll kick this peg and get it going. First you, then me. 1, 2. Oh, all right. That's the way to start the program. Way to start the program. That's because I don't have a chaser. I don't have any training wheels. I'm not. Anybody who's drank whiskey, there's no way I'm going to keep chasing my whiskey with water. I don't care how good the water is. I don't care if it is refrigerated Hawaiian water, import. I don't care. No, not doing it. Too tough to do. That's like an extra burn, but in a bad way. And you guys know what I'm talking about. If you guys ever had whiskey, you just don't do that. All right. It's like drinking wine and then chasing it with mustard. Don't do that either. Not that I've done that before. I would never, ever drink wine and chase it with mustard. I would never do that again. So, what was I going to say? There was so many things on the menu today that I wanted to talk about. I did some homework. I did some legitimate goddamn homework. Now, where's my book of lies? All right. Oh, no. That's a big story. That's a big thing. Should we get the big thing out of the way first? I guess we should. Now, you know what we should do? Let's go over here. Let's see what this looks like. We can go that one, Okay. This will lead to my demise. My wife, who is Gen X mom, as you know, she's got a microphone. No camera, but she's got a microphone. But she's also in the next room, and I didn't lock the door. So she could potentially come out here and beat the shit out of me live. Now, I've never got an ass kicking live before on camera. Today could be my first day. I did write a story. You guys remember that? I did write a story. Some of you saw it in Patreon. The kid posted it up there, and then I followed up with a couple things. It was a really short story, like 4 paragraphs long. Just some rambling thoughts when the house was quiet and the music was playing and my mind wandered, and I wrote it down. And you guys on Patreon, especially some of the girls on Patreon, have been asking me to write some more short stories. So I did, but This was the picture that I chose. The full canvas is the name of it. Yeah. This is the picture I chose to use. I downloaded an app that made us look old. Of course, it makes me look super old. It makes her, she's still beautiful. It's like she's 75 years old in this picture, and she still looks beautiful. So I look... It's Santa Claus or Jerry Garcia. I think they turned me into Jerry Garcia. Anyway, there is a story up there. It is on Patreon. If anybody can put up the Patreon link, moderators on both platforms, you put up the Patreon link. You guys can go over and check that out. But that is the picture I used. That is a short story that I wrote. A lot of you have been bugging me about doing something like that, so I just wrote a short one in there. I thought it was important. I thought it was poignant. I actually had more fun making the picture than I did writing the story. But yeah, that's up there. But you got to go to Patreon. It's $1. I know it's $12. Can you imagine that? It's $12 a year. Wow. Yeah, we should be called pirate here. We're pirate talks. Why? Because we rape and we pillage at $12 a year. My God, how does the common man afford to be part of this organization? I'm telling you, it's a good thing. Anyway, so yeah, that's the old picture for the new story, and that's a good way to introduce that. And I didn't get yelled at. My wife didn't come out here and kick the shit out of me, so I guess we're on good terms. Where was I? Let's go back. Okay, so I did want to talk about something. I'm only going to put up the pictures briefly. Okay, I'm just going to put up the pictures briefly because just in case you don't know who the players are. I think you already do. Most of you already do, but I'll put them up anyway just to cover it real quick here. You guys know who Ben Shapiro is, okay? Everybody knows Ben Shapiro. A lot of you guys follow Ben Shapiro. You listen to his radio program, you listen to his podcast. I have nothing but love and respect for this guy. I absolutely think this guy is incredibly brilliant in everything he's done in his life. It's just, you follow his career, and it's absolutely just win after win after win. All right, second one we're going to, Steven Crowder. I love this guy too, for a whole different set of reasons. These are two totally different guys. Now, look at all of you gasping right now. When Steven Crowder went up there, look at all of you gasping. And you know why you're gasping. Because you're like, oh my God, he's going to talk about it. Briefly, that's not, I'm skipping over the fight. I'm skipping over the controversy. I'm going to touch on a couple little things, but I have very selfish motives. Yes, indeed. I have very selfish Gen X Talks motives involved here. We'll get to my selfishness in a minute. I assure you, I will not leave the table without exposing myself. Not literally. I meant the topic of selfishness. I was going to get to that. Don't get all weird. You fucking weird, creepy, late night creepy uncles out there, all of you. All right. So Ben Shapiro has a big company called the Daily Wire, and they really, really affect some solid hands-on change. They have actually petitioned and worked with politicians and got laws changed. They're at that level. And this isn't like political influence where they're spending money. No. They have boots on the ground where they're shaking hands and convincing people, one door to door, one at a time, campus, one student at a time, videos, one viewer at a time. They're very good at making their case. They don't just put out political hack ads like George Soros and say, oh, we affected change. No. These guys actually go to the American people and the congressmen, and they get it done the right way. Huge. They also have all sorts of, they do radio sponsorship, podcasts. They bring people under their umbrella, and they bring them up to the next level. And they're at the top. They are absolutely at the top. You want to talk about the big players in social media? Other than platforms that are like businesses like Google and Twitter and Facebook, you don't get bigger than the Daily Wire. You certainly don't get more straight and narrow doing it right. That's them. Okay. Steven Crowder. Great comedian. The guy has so much. You guys think I'm quick? That I'm quick-witted? No. Nothing compared to this cat. This guy can go on stage in front of a live audience and rip them to shreds while they're trying to rip him to shreds. He doesn't mind going on in front of a liberal campus and doing the whole package, and he'll get it done. He's absolutely amazing. Look at his videos. Now, he's also got his own company. He's also got his own thing he does. So, and up until recently, Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder have been friends. they're having a rift right now. And I'm just going to talk for a second about it, because as soon as I discuss this part, all right, then we get into the selfishness, which is the part where I stick my foot in the door and go, hello, watch. All right. So at a big company like Daily Wire, they bring people on board. They just signed on Jordan Peterson recently, who Jordan Peterson is a guy that mentors me from afar. That's how brilliant he is. He's got a PhD in psychology. He's from Canada. He's been all over the world. And even before he signed on the Daily Wire, he had carved out a place in this universe that you can't ignore. He's absolutely stunningly brilliant. And, you know, I think the biggest thing about Jordan Peterson that works for me is I may take 45 minutes to get to a point and in a roundabout way, and then bring it all together and tie it in a nice bow where everybody can understand it. That man can say the same message in 3 sentences, and you still get everything involved. He has this uncanny ability to cut right through all the extra superfluous bullshit and get right down to it and say, here's what I want to say. And you're like, oh my God, I get that. And he does it eloquently. I mean, almost flawlessly. That's how great this man is. He mentors me from afar, and he doesn't even know it. That's what I think of him. He just signed on with the Daily Wire. Big boost for those guys. Big boost. All right. So it came time for Stephen Crowder. He was offered a contract with Daily Wire, and it fell apart. And they're mad at each other. Now, not talking, upset, pointing the finger. And when you listen to Crowder, his first 20-minute deal, 30-minute deal, you're like, oh my God, Stephen, I'm totally on your side. Then I listened to Ben Shapiro's rebuttal, and I'm like, oh my God, Ben, I totally get what you're saying. I'm on your side. Then I went back and listened to Stephen Crowder and his comments after Ben's comments. I'm like, oh, Steve, I totally get it. I'm having trouble sorting out some of the particulars. All right? I am. It's double hard on me because these are guys that I completely respect and adore with all my heart. Absolutely, these guys completely. If I was in an auditorium and these guys were speaking, either one of them were speaking, and a lone gunman charged the stage, I'd plop my fat ass down and take the bullet in front of that gunman for either one of these guys. That's what I think of them. You can think I'm stupid if you want to. You live your life, I'll live mine. All right, so in the middle of this controversy, and they're talking about, you know, contracts, and here's a couple of little points in case you haven't been following or you got a little lost. Okay, real quick. One of them is that the Daily Wire is like, look, we're going to pay you anyone. We're going to pay you a bunch of money. This can be to any person out there. We're going to pay you a bunch of money, and we are going to produce all your programs, and we'll pay for everything. But you know, when it's all said and done, and you go your way and we go ours, we own the programs that we have paid for, we produced. All right. I guess that could be okay. Let's hang on to that point. Now, hang on to that. The other one is that you're like, well, let's say someone comes back and says, I know you're offering me this much money, but I need this much money. Let's say someone did that. And let's say Daily Wire thought about it and said, well, okay, you know, they're going to generate this much YouTube revenue. They're going to generate Facebook revenue. They're going to generate Twitter revenue. Say if we get all the revenue, if we collect the revenue for these things, yeah, we could probably afford to. We could put it all together. We could probably afford to give them the money they want. All right, look, you want this much money. If we collect all the YouTube money and all the Facebook and all the Twitter, all that stuff, yeah, we could probably afford to give you what you want. But don't get kicked off YouTube. Now, think about the cap. Now, maybe I got this wrong, but I watched these discussions several times to try to get my small, dumb mechanic brain around this, right? Remember, I'm just a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert, but I think I followed it pretty clear. So the Daily Wire says, listen, you know, you got to stay on YouTube. You have to comply with their stuff. You can't do something that gets you kicked you off because we're kind of counting on some of that revenue to give you the big money you want or the big money we've offered you. Let's say maybe they didn't even ask for more money. Maybe that was in the Daily Wire's initial proposal was, here, we're going to offer you this much money, but you got to stay on YouTube because we're kind of counting on that revenue. If you get kicked off of there and it costs, millions of dollars, well, then you lose some of the stuff we were going to pay you. Now, that makes sense to me because I think there could have been a counteroffer from Steven Crowder who said, all right, well, how much was it how much would you pay me even if I do get kicked off YouTube? I understand you're counting on that money, but let's just say I get kicked off. How much money then? Wouldn't that seem logical? It's like, well, if you keep all your platforms and you stay within their guidelines, you don't get kicked off, this much money. If you do run your mouth and you do get kicked off, fine, we're with you, but this much money. See, there could be a business model that works both ways. Now, that still doesn't address the first issue we talked about, who owns the programming. And they were very clear. Daily Wire was very clear. If we're paying you a fee or a salary or a fee, we're paying you a chunk of money, we're also paying to produce the show, the program, we own it. And after you're gone, it's ours. We paid for it. Now, their reasoning was, listen, if a smaller creator comes on board, they're going to be in so much of a better place after our contract's over. They're going to be in so much of a better place because we've produced it. We've got them famous. They got their name out there. They made money. Everybody's happy. We'll keep the shows we produced and do what we want with them. And they go on their way. They're ready for bigger and better things. We have made them, we've enhanced them times 10, which is true. They would they not? Huge. If Gen X Talks was taken under the wing of the Daily Wire and they paid for all of our stuff and they said, look, we're keeping the stuff we paid for, but now you guys are super famous. You go out there in the world and do what you want. We'd be going, oh my God, thank you. That was a big boost. Keep our stuff. I don't care. We'll go make more. Now, guys like Jordan Peterson, Steven Crowder, Tim Pool, they don't need a big boost. They don't need to be under the umbrella of the Daily Wire just for getting popularity, just for getting more offers. They're already there. So they could say to the Daily Wire, well, you're not keeping our stuff. It's our stuff. Well, don't you want to be rich and famous when you're done here? No, we really don't. We can do that without you, so give us our stuff. Now, there's the rub. Now, for smaller creators, who cares? Let them keep the stuff they're paying for, man. They just boosted you tenfold, and the contract's over. You're in a much better place. But for bigger people, maybe not. Okay. You with me on this so far? Okay. So, what Crowder seemed to be saying was he didn't care about the money. He wanted to make sure that the new up-and-coming creators, the small-time creators, weren't locked into a deal that didn't benefit them. Now, Daily Wire says it's not a deal that won't benefit them. It's great for them. Crowder's going, no, you're keeping their content. You're keeping some chains on them, and you're saying don't get kicked off YouTube, or they lose part of their money. That might be tough for some people. Crowder's been kicked off 4 times this last year, so you see what I'm saying? I get the reasoning on both sides of it. I get that it's a perspective. I really love the fact that Crowder is standing up for the next people coming up. He's saying, just set the money aside. Let's forget me, forget the money. Pay attention to what I'm telling you. You shouldn't do these things that are tied to YouTube, because if they get kicked off YouTube, they lose the money. If they pour their heart and soul into this and you've paid for the programming, you keep it. Oh, maybe that's not such a good thing. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. That's up for debate. But do you get where this thing is from Ben's point of view? He's like, look, we're paying for everything. Come on, man, it's ours. We just can't guarantee you money if you're gonna get kicked off of the platforms for run your mouth. Now, no one, neither one, not Ben or Steve, said, okay, this is how much money with YouTube and all the platforms, but if you get kicked off, you lose the money. No one said, it didn't, maybe they needed a guy like me there to go, all right, hold on, boys, stop. How much money does Crowder get without YouTube? Let's start with that. And then you give Steve, is that enough for you to just go? Steve, are we good with that number? At that level, if you keep YouTube, then your money's up here. If you don't keep it, your money's down. Are we good with that? Maybe that's just me looking out the front door, common sense, nuts and bolts. If that was a point of contention and Crowder said it, you can't be tied to big tech. And your contract can't be tied to big tech. Pick a number that doesn't include big tech. Have it both ways. If you stay on there, you get this. Think of it as a bonus. But if you don't stay on there, the money goes to this because there's not that revenue's gone. That Daily Wire can't collect that revenue and spread it around to you and everybody else. It can't. It's not there anymore. So let me get to the selfish point of this, which is what you've all been waiting for. You're waiting for me to be selfish, and I'm about to get there. My ears perked up like a German shepherd, sniffing cocaine at the border. The conversation between these two guys, which was through videos back and forth, they talked about part of the discussion, part of the argument was, especially from Stephen's point of view, was what do we do about the up-and-coming people? And here's what they said. Here's what Stephen said. What if you got a guy who's got 500,000 viewers? He's got 500,000 subscribers, and he's just on his way up. Or what about all the people that have 100,000? And they're coming up right now. They're, because he's making a point. That's not easy to get, especially on YouTube. 100,000 subscribers is tough. Nobody subscribes anymore. I don't subscribe to anything. Why would I? YouTube knows what I'm watching, and they're going to keep recommending the stuff I'm watching. Why would I subscribe to anything? I do, but very rarely. I don't subscribe because I don't need to, because YouTube's algorithm gives me all the stuff I want. That's kind of the same everywhere on the whole planet. Not everybody subscribes to everything, very rarely. So if you actually have a channel that gets 100,000 subscribers, that's difficult. Now, you guys scroll through videos all the time, and you're like, I can name 15 people that have millions of subscribers. Okay, there's 15, 20 people you can think of, but there's 1 billion accounts on YouTube. 1 billion. Do you know how many accounts have 100,000 or more? I think the last number that I checked on, which was admittedly was last year, it was like less than 1%. Less than 1%. If you have all the accounts on YouTube, everybody who has playlists and who has stuff up there, less than 1% have over 100,000. If I remember right. Maybe my stat, but it's very super small. And so Crowder and, of course, Daily Wire, they're like, well, those subscribers that are coming, if there's somebody that can achieve that level, and we're beginning to look at those and address them and bring them under our umbrella, we would have the same contract like that. My spider senses were tingling. The kids got almost 400,000 on YouTube. Now, I doubt anybody would bring me under their wing because, one, of how I look, and two, I cuss way too much. What if I tone that down? What if they start looking at those things over the next year? Because this is a rift. You got to remember, in conservative, this is a rift. How many? Look at TV. You got mainly all the news organizations are very liberal, and then you have Fox News over here. All right, I'm not talking about them. Those places don't normally support and pay for, hire, endorse many of anybody's anyway. So then we go back to what used to be talk radio. What was on AM talk radio? Every station was conservative. There was a couple liberal programs wedged in that never did very well. They would come in, but the conservative ones were staying. The conservative ones were out there, were they not? So now we get into social media. We get into things like the Daily Wire, like Stephen Crowder, like Tim Pool. And you start looking at these things on here, right? And now there's a division. It's almost like people have to pick sides. All right, are you on Team Shapiro or Team Crowder? I'm not saying everybody's thinking that way, But there is now a division. There is now, they're winning the hearts and minds and souls of the conservative online community. It's a rift. I hope it gets fixed. For the betterment of the conservative movement, for the betterment of the country, I really hope these two cool cats find a way to put stuff together, okay? But either way, there might be a chance over the next 2 or 3 years. Things may change around here at Gen X Talks. You guys already know the studio's getting built, and we have guests, things that are happening. We're going a little bit more to the format that some of the other people do, 1 day a week, stuff like that. A little bit. Not change. We're still drinking on our bottom of the glass shows. We're still having happy hour time on Facebook. Yeah. What I'm letting you know is there's a chance things are moving in that direction. Now, they just signed Jordan Peterson, as I might have mentioned, and he's 60. He's 60 years old. He just got signed on the Daily Wire. Do you know what that tells me? Do you know what that means for a guy like me at the age of 55? I'm just hitting my Sammy Hagar number. That means I have 5 years to get a PhD in psychology. I got 5 years to get a PhD in psychology and somehow make myself known so that we can pass the baton off to Gen Z kid who can be a young, up-and-coming, conservative know-it-all, just like his dad. Oh, I know everything. Absolutely everything. Just ask me, I'll tell you. No, the truth, I don't know everything. The truth is, between myself and my brother, I have a younger brother. Between myself and my younger brother, we know everything. There isn't anything we don't know. And if you ask me a question I don't know, that's one my brother knows, clearly. All right. Let me jump over here between the sheets before I come back to what I was saying, before we move down that path. I got you guys at that point. Do you see where all that's going? All right. Smicky, it's her birthday. No, her birthday was yesterday. The dude is 52 today. And try that. And for the important message, Elizabeth Anzar, I did call you handsome. Mike Roeder, 9-month subscriber. I've been a member for more than 9 months. Well, Mike, take that up with YouTube. Kevin Hall, maybe I have a dirty mind, but I bet you could still get some pie. Maybe I could. I don't know. I've sliced up my fair share of pies before, but it has been a while. Dick Slickerson, Revenge of the Nerds. What was Booger's favorite pie? Cream, I think. Lionheart, $1.99. Drunk Whore checking in. That's my man. Michael Roeder, let's talk about Reno. We can get to Reno later. Phil Reith in there. Phil Reith, member for 6 months. Gwen Tingle, $20. Hello, General. Handsome as always. Oh, it's my girl Gwen dropping in there, turning my whole screen orange. Thank you very much for that. Tori Randolph, General, have you given Mom a 3-part apology yet? Is Gen X Mom cooking dinner again? I think she forgot how to cook dinner. We're going to have to go there and rattle her cage. Kid Brother Joey's been here for 12 months, bottom of the Glass Nation. Been longer than a year, but it's been a fun ride. The bus is still rolling on. Joey, it is, and it's been a long time. Diane Stones, hi from the UK. Justin Salisbury, I'm originally from Bakersfield, California. Justin, we could have been neighbors. Robert Pohl, after months, I've finally been able to see one of your live streams. Well, I hope it doesn't bore you to death. Barbaline Wilt, hi from Pennsylvania. I may only be 40, but was raised like a Gen X. Listen, Barbaline, if you were raised like Gen X, if you think like Gen X, if you behave like Gen X, pick up all your gear, drag it across that imaginary line, and stand here with us. I promise you, we welcome you over here. It doesn't matter if you're younger than me, it just means you're a kid. Everybody younger than me is a kid. Everybody older than me is an old man. That's just how I call it. I call it how I see it because it's the truth, and you know it. Pete Gilmore, do you only broadcast on Facebook? No, in fact, right now, Pete, we are broadcasting on YouTube. Facebook is the simulcast at the moment. PayPal, Michael, for $10, love the show. $10 for your son. Yeah, is that for his short yellow school bus training? Yeah, we'll get it. We'll take that $10 and get him a white helmet. Troy Spady, dude, you are not that quick-witted. Troy Spady, dude, you are not. Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for that. Trying to burst my bubble and hurt my feelings all at once and drag the whole program down. Well, good job, my man. You succeeded. You can leave now. Disney Mama Sammy Joe, the Sugar Mama, member for 7 months, bottom of the Glass Nation. Love you, General. You look extremely handsome tonight. Screw Lion and Trippy too. Well, thank you for saying so. I can turn this down, but I can't turn it off. Appreciate that. Shane Murgy, $10, turn my whole screen yellow. Steven Crowder is my favorite over Ben. I love both those guys for entirely different reasons too, just so you know. Brian Tittle, I will be driving my race hauler from Florida to Sonoma starting Monday. It would be great to meet up with you guys and buy dinner. Brian Tittle, just email GenXMom at genxtalks.com. See if we can't work something out. Kaylin Bowman, General, glad to see you. Hope the studio is on the new schedule from the last. I hope the new studio is still on the new schedule from the last 3 different schedules. Well, we can only hope. March 27th, most of it gets installed, and then it has to pass inspection, and they finish the rest, and we're okay. Tori Randolph, General, what's going on with the Facebook issue? I didn't know we were having one because I can't see that stream right now. Nightbot, welcome to being an extra. Nightbot's been around before that. Give me a break. Nightbot gifted 5 Gen X Talks memberships to Takasama, Buffalo Todd, James Westerson, Kiki, and Mike. If you have a YouTube membership or you are a Facebook subscriber, you can go to the private sections over there and you can see all the behind-the-scenes stuff. Yes, you can. You can go check it out there. So if you just got gifted a membership, go back and look it up. It's free for you for this month. Brandon Mitchell, bottom of the Glass Nation. He's been around for 12 months. Got his little red one going on there. Where are we at? Michael Rotter, I'm going to start my own YouTube channel just to see how long it will take me to get kicked off. Well, Michael Rotter, knowing you, about 5 minutes. Brandon Mitchell, $10, for the 8-bit fund. All right, Jennifer Hollowell, I'm stopping at her comment because the sheets are filling up, and I got to come back to what I was talking about. Let me get back over here. All right, so that was the whole thing in a nutshell, the cursory edition of Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder and Jordan Peterson, Tim Pool, and kind of what that could mean for other creators. Probably not ever us, but if they're already eyeballing, perusing, if you will, those type of creators, those type of voices that are common sense conservative, there is a chance that moving forward, there are going to be other smaller and medium-sized creators that end up under the umbrella of one of these two guys, which is great. I hope they get together on this, but if they don't, still having the opportunity, anybody out there having the opportunity to move in that direction is outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. It would be, I'm telling you, if any of you guys have your own channel, you have your own podcast, you're doing your own thing, I'm letting you guys know if you ever have the opportunity to align yourself with either one of these guys, you're not only doing yourself a big favor, but you're pushing the conservative voice in the same direction with these guys, which in my opinion still needs to be pushed every single day. What do I know? I just got here. I've only been on this planet half a century. What do I know? So more stuff to say. We cover all that. Doom, 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 doom. Yep. Boom, 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 boom. We talked about that too. And we talked about me writing a story. Yes. Also, one of the things that was interesting when I was listening to Steven Crowder's, he was going on his rant. He was giving his side of the story. He was offering some good explanations. He talked about how his particular live streams, his podcast, when they do get kicked off of YouTube, they go over to Rumble, and he tells everybody, hey, we're gonna have a live stream on Rumble because he knows he's going to say some things that'll get him kicked off. He knows he's going to say some stuff that's going to get him some strikes on there and put his channel in jeopardy. So he says, whether we get kicked off, we go to Rumble until we get back, or we just say, hey, everybody, we're going over to Rumble. So apparently YouTube either doesn't pay attention to that or can't do anything about it. They can't go, hey, man, I saw you talking shit over there on Rumble. Well, fuck you. You're getting banned from YouTube. Maybe they can't do that. If they can't, then that's a good place to go. So Low Torque, our Rick Moranis of staff, he handles all of our Rumble stuff. He's getting us all caught up. So pretty much everything that we have on every platform has a copy on Rumble. So what you guys should do, I don't know if we have a Rumble link or not. Maybe we don't. You guys should go just log in or sign up because at some point we are going to do some live streams over there where we can say some things that we can't say anywhere else. I think we're going to take a page from the Steven Crowder playbook on that one and go try that. So if you don't want to miss out, it's free. There's no memberships over there that I'm aware of. You just go sign up on Rumble, look us up, and comment on something, and then we'll make sure. Now remember, if you're part of Patreon, if you're part of Gen X Talks Patreon, we will send an email. We send an email before this show. We send an email before every show. Everybody on Patreon gets one. It's $1 a month, $12 a year, but it's worth it if just for the email, not let alone all the cool stuff you can go back and look at, all the behind the scenes stuff that you can scroll back and look at. You get an email. If we go on Rumble, we'll say, hey, we're going on Rumble in half an hour. And it gives you the chance to say, yeah, I could do that, or no, you can't. You see where I'm going with this? Rumble may not notify you. They're still pretty shaky on that kind of stuff. YouTube still doesn't notify all of the subscribers. Facebook doesn't notify all the subscribers. I'm assuming Rumble will be the same way. We solve that by sending our own smoke signals up in the air to each one of you individually. Just a quick email says, hey, we're going live on Rumble at 6 p.m. Los Angeles time. See you there. You follow where all that's going? You get in the big picture on how all this is working now? Plus, if we ever get canned from YouTube, everything is on Rumble. Low Torque on staff here, he's backing up everything. He's uploading every short, every live stream, every video, every slice. Everything's going over there, which is a big deal because it's a lot of work. But once it's there, we can't get it taken away. Plus, he's doing backups on redundant drives and all that too. So it's a good thing. You guys are in the beginning. You guys are here at the beginning of it. When the studio finishes getting built and all the microphones and cameras and lights go in there and we start moving some of our time, our allotted time, into those other areas, you're going to see some changes that you guys are really going to enjoy. You can imagine me interviewing some people at a street level going, what the fuck are you talking about? Yes, that's what it's going to be like, because I'm not giving up what I'm doing and my personality for the success of anything, but I'm not letting my personality ruin anything either. I'm not doing that. I'm just not going to be as cautious as some of the other people might be. Anyway, so that was it. That's the Rumble thing. There was a Rumble part of that too that I had to get off my chest. I had to say it out loud. Where'd my notes go? How come my notes are gone? All right, who took my goddamn notes? Where'd my notes go? That's bullshit. All right, hold on. Let me find my notes. My notes were up there, and there they are. Hey, my notes are back. Okay. So, oh, yeah, we had a couple more pictures in there. Anyway, for everybody who tolerated that big, long rant about Steven Crowder and Ben Shapiro, two guys that I respect very much, and about the tripping over each other, things we're talking about there, along with being very selfish and promises that I intend on living up to, have a drink with me right now. Now it's mandatory. See, this is a very symbiotic relationship. I drink and you drink. You with me so far? I lie, you believe it. If I drink, I will tell you stories. Why? Because the stories and the truth, as I see it, are at the bottom of this glass. I'm going to go get the truth, but you got to get to the bottom of your glass to believe it. It's a very two-way street here. You have to do your part. If you're not home drinking right now, you are really not contributing. You are really not doing your part. Let's remember that. Ladies and gentlemen, to What's Next with Gen X Talks. Stuff. All right, so let me go back to where I was here. Pictures. I had some stuff I wanted to tell you. Let's back up a little bit. All right, so the kid, stop here. The kid is an FFA, Future Farmers of America. It has consumed almost all of his high school time. Yes, he played basketball and did some other stuff, but FFA was huge, all right? And it still is his senior year. He is just absorbed with so much stuff going on. It takes up all of his free time, literally. And you guys know that part of what he's in is those debate teams. I don't even know that I quite understand how all of it works. There's job interviews, there's debates. They travel all over the state of California. And now they're in the finals. There's regionals, and then there's state finals. They have these things they have to go to. There's a state convention. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal. It is a sea of blue corduroy everywhere they go. All you hear is zit, 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 in stereo all day, all night, till they come back. Okay, so he just got through with one. I think I got some of the pictures here. I may get them out of order. There they are. They were at UC Davis. See how they're all in their nice corduroy jackets. Lovely, beautiful children. Assholes, every one of them. They're nice kids. They're good kids, and they do a good job. And I'll tell you, we've raised this last batch of kids that we raised, 8 kids, 4 boys and 4 girls. They've been in cheerleading, they've been in football, they've been in baseball, they've been in basketball, they've been in chess club, they've been in computer club. They've done a lot. The kids that are involved in FFA are some of the greatest kids I've ever seen in any group. They are just salt of the earth families and salt of the earth kids. They are great. And the parents are very, very supportive about making sure not only do they let them go to these activities, they push them to go. They make it happen. Like the state convention that's coming up, or there's one's going on this weekend. Hey, kid, what's the one this weekend coming up? State conference this weekend. That is a huge deal for these kids. It is a gigantic deal, and those parents make sure they can go. They got their uniforms pressed. They got a couple bucks in their pockets. They give them the freedom to go do these things. It's really amazing. It's not like any of the other organizations you see. It really isn't. I've been involved in all of them. This is quite different, and I like it. I really do. I endorse it 100%. That is something that I will help with even after a kid's out of school. I will always help with FFA. So this was his James Bond picture from his hotel room. Everybody calls this Mr. Smooth. I don't know what look this is for him. This is in the mirror. He's like, I'm here. That's. Can you see it?
Why do you have to show that picture? Come on, help us for staff. You're killing me.
It looks like he's leaning in. I'm Bond. James Bond. You can hear him squawking from the back room. It's a good picture, though. I mean, it looks. It looks okay. I'm not sure what that big black bottle of lubricant jelly is on the nightstand there, but hey, you know what? I don't ask people things like that. I don't care. There's another one, the kids being silly in the deal. They got their stuff going on, and that was a good one too. They do a bunch of stuff there. And the kids are just always having a good time. Every time you see pictures in there, whether it's from our kid or other kids are doing stuff, they're always having a good time. They're very serious. They're very dedicated. It's a great program. All right. Moving on, I had more stuff to talk about. Let me see. Did I have any more stories in here? Oh, you guys, thank you for all the emails about the podcast. For some reason, this last podcast got a huge response from you guys. There's a ton of emails. I still got to go through them. I don't know if the mods can put up the links for you guys on that, but it's a lot of fun doing that. That is just Gen X Mom and I, audio podcast only, which that may change in the future, but right now it's audio only, and we have a good time. We just sit and bullshit with each other like an old married couple, and we talk about stuff that's going on in our kids' lives, in our lives, and in the country. We kind of wrap it all together, and it's just kind of like sitting around a kitchen table, and you get a seat. I like that. It's a good deal. You got to go check it out. If not, just listen to it because I asked you to. Just one. Just one. But thank you to all the people who emailed and wrote comments everywhere. It really was nice to see you guys paying attention to what we're doing and taking an interest. Let's see. Okay, somebody want to talk about Reno? I'll talk about Reno. April 1st, we will be live in person in Reno. There is a meet and greet going on there. There's more information on the website, or you can email genxmom@genxtalks.com. But we're going to be there, the Grand Sierra Resort Hotel. We've taken out a VIP room for the evening. We're all going to hang out there, take pictures, have some food. It's free. It's no charge to get in, and you can just hang out with us and have a good time. The guest list is growing, so make sure you drop us a line. Let us know you're planning on attending. That would be really helpful if you want to. Like I said, it's free. Just going to hang out and have some conversations. It's my favorite thing to do, in case you haven't noticed. All right. So where was I? More stuff to talk about. Let me jump over here. Let me blow through the sheets. For those of you who don't know, there's another monitor over here, and there are girls that I got Mrs. Big Rig and I got Gen X Mom, and they're copying and pasting things from you guys that are important. So if you stick around, I'll go through them and read them, but you got to hang out because I can't. If I'm talking up here, I can't read what's going on there. If I'm talking up here, I'm missing everything down there. So I got them between the sheets. They got Google Docs or Google Sheets open or something over here. They're copying and pasting, and when I get a chance, I'll blow through them and read them. And here we go. All right, we did we already did the birthdays. Did the Brandon Mitchell, 8-bit, got that one. Jennifer Hallowell. I'm not a creator, but speaking as a consumer of material censorship. of the material, censorship hits us just as hard because when they tell you what you can and can't say through threats of being kicked off, they're also telling us as a consumer what we are allowed to consume. She's right. I don't like to be told what I can hear or watch. I'm an adult. I would like to make my own decisions. Yeah, Jennifer, if you don't like what's going on, she hit the nail on the head. If you don't like what's going on, turn the channel. We don't need big tech going, we'll decide that for you. If we don't think you should be watching that, we'll decide that for you. Okay? You don't need to you don't worry about changing the channel, okay? We'll take care of that for you. Yeah. All right. Excellent, Jennifer. Great point. Wonderful point. Bum, 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 bum. Rowdy Bobby 18, $2 for the Whiskey Fund. Evening General. Rowdy Bobby, I got to get back to you on our little discussion we've been having. Thanks for dropping by. Andrew Speck, we need to get back to our Gen X roots and not worry about offending anyone. Just shoot it straight. Joe Castaldo, don't ever change what you're doing or who you are. I'll try not to. In fact, I can't change me. It's the only thing I'm good at anymore. This is it. Jimmy McNeil's, lots of us love to listen to you, but cannot afford subscription. Still love you, though. Hey, if you can, it's okay. I'm just glad you're here. Really, that's the bottom line. And someone wrote hydrate, which means I'm running out of air. It's a medical condition. It happens to everybody. When you hold your head underwater for too long, you die, right? Okay. Let me go back up here. Where are we at? Hard to see that one. Ron Knight, $20. Turned my whole screen orange. Good evening from Tennessee, sir. Hey, Ron. Is there no stars available in Facebook? I'm just asking. Because the kid did his stuff. We've done everything that he's supposed to get for his stars thing. Is there no stars? Somebody let me know. Or let somebody know on Facebook if there's no stars. Sandy says, General, more and more people are signing with Rumble. The first part of the show is on YouTube, and then they switch to Rumble for the spicy stuff. Oh, Sandy, I did not know that's how it worked. Okay. All right. And I'm getting told there's no stars. Well, the hell with Facebook. Fuck those guys. Laura, a member for 12 months, Legion of X. I spent Saturday night with you, and I support you. Laura, you just told everybody publicly that you spent the night with me. I thought we were keeping that between us, sweetheart. I mean, I'm okay with it if you're okay, but I'm not going into all the details. All right. Suddenly, Steve, $5. I don't much like the Daily Wire, but if you get the chance, take it. It would be a good opportunity for you and the kid. And I don't know that we ever will. It's just nice to know that those two companies and those two people are floating the idea openly that they're looking at creators that are up and coming. That's really all I wanted to convey. That's it. And maybe that helps clarify it a little bit. Kevin Grimes, member for 12 months, Legion of X. A year doesn't feel any longer than 364 days. I know that one more day does make a difference, though, Kevin. It does. Dino Jess Olson, you're the boss. Thanks, my man. Appreciate you. Just a Tiff, member for 12 months, bottom of the Glass Nation. My handsome general, please check the mic settings. The buzzing is bugging many of us. Love the dome, and they moved me on you. Love the entire bottom of the glass, especially my bestie, Sammy Joe. All right, let me cut off this mic right here. Did that make the buzzing go away? I turned off R2D2 earlier. Is there still buzzing? Thumbs up if it went away. Thumbs down if they're still buzzing. I need to know. I'm working the switchboard. You think we have staff here? I don't have staff here. I'm working the fucking switchboard. I'm faking my way through it. I got these big stickers on it so I don't fuck things up. Trying to get it right. You guys wonder why I drink. It's moments like this. Let me know. No buzzing? No buzzing. If the buzzing is gone and thumbs are up, that was Gen X Mom's microphone. Problem over there. That means she's going to have to walk her ass in here if she wants to say something on the microphone. We'll turn up one of the mics in here. All right. Don't. Joe Flores, what's up, amigo? Caught you on my commute home. Looks like we'll have to hang out for a bit. I believe that's true. Lenny, sorry I missed you at the car show last week, and who would have thought it would rain out? I know. Hello from Phelan in the high desert. We were going to drive right through there on the 138 to get to that car show, but it didn't happen. It got rained out. Mike Rotter, it's pronounced Roder, and you know it. Mike Rotter, you're telling me how to pronounce your own last name? I don't think that's your place in this world, buddy. I'm the goddamn host, all right? What I say goes. There's two rules around here, okay? Rule number one, I'm always right. If I'm ever wrong, which is rule number 2, refer to rule 1. There you go, Mike Roeder. Good stuff there. And so Mike Roeder's checking in. See, I changed it up for you. Did a good thing. Lou Daniels sent a PayPal $10. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, well, thank you. If you guys need to send the stuff on PayPal to the kid, to the whiskey fund, to Gen X Mom for her nail fund, they look really, really bad. Go ahead and send it through PayPal. She should be in here saying something in person is what she should be doing. All right, where was I? So Shane Murgy, $10 on PayPal, and Funk National Advertising, $10 on PayPal. Neither one of them said where the money was going to, and you guys know the rules around here. Any unallocated funds go to the whiskey fund, as you might have thought. Of course, that's the way it goes. Don't be kidding me. Bill Fry, hey, General and Bottom of the Glass Nation. Been busy with work at an undisclosed location, training some of the finest soldiers in the world. Miss everyone, and glad I caught the stream. Bill Fry, we're digging when you're around every time, my man. Thank you. All right, what's the other one? Chris Conrad, member for 5 months. He's an extra. Turn my screen green. Loud one, $10. Seems I arrived at the perfect time. Drinking time. Yes, you did. Kaylin Bowman meeting I was just in had an icebreaker question asking what famous person would you like to have dinner with, and I said it was the general. 3 or 4 people cheered who I'm guessing knew who you were, or they thought you meant General Patton because you weren't specific. Oh, Gwen Tingle gifted a Gen X Talks membership, and Amanda Libby got it. So now Gwen and Amanda can be soul sisters in here for the next 30 days. Samuel, I'm going to fuck that name, Panconian. Why do you guys do that? Why can't you guys have regular last names like Smith and Jones? You guys are using $12 words, and I'm a $3 guy. Come on, man. You're making me look bad. Sammy dropped in $10, turned my whole screen yellow. Here's for a couple of shots. Cheers. Thank you, Samuel. I appreciate it. Shane Stibing, let me know when you guys get close to D.C. October will be close to D.C. Robert Leonard, hey, General, asked the kid if he wants some firsthand experience on farming. I'm going to have 6,000 to 7,000 square bales to put up this summer. Wow. Lie to him and tell him it's fun. Oh, yeah. I'll pass that right along to him. I don't think he's going to believe either one of us, though. Mike Angelo, my baby girl just turned 2 about 4 days ago. You got a long road ahead of you, and she's going to have you wrapped around her finger from day one. Turtle King, member for 5 months, Bottom of the Glass Nation. Who Wants to Live Forever? That is a song by Queen. Well, not a song, but a line from Queen. Nice Pole General. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for Nice Pole General. All right, what am I missing here? Kevin Shaw, first-time listener, Gen X myself. It's nice to listen to someone who is intelligent. Kevin, as soon as you know where that guy is, let me know so I can tune in also. Ace Diamond 666, $5 whiskey fund for this. He doesn't like censorship. Well, $5 is going to go a long way towards censorship because I will drink, I will get drunk, I will cuss, and I will be censored, just like we wanted. Pat Wilson, missed the Walter Cronkite news days. Just news, no bullshit. There was some that would disagree with you. I got into an argument with someone. It was a couple years back. I liked that too. I was talking about Walter Cronkite. It was just the news. And there was a couple people that lit into me. He wasn't the news. He was a Democratic shill, and he was biased. And I was like, oh my God, I just fucking brought up Walter Cronkite, and now I'm in a fucking argument. And I was paying the guy some respect, and now I'm getting fucking hammered for it. But just letting you know, not everybody thinks he was a cool cat. What I remember from him, I liked it. I'm not saying I remember everything he said. I just remember it felt like I was getting the news from a straight shooter. I don't know if I was or not, but I'm just telling you, Walter Cronkite, he was a fixture. He was an icon. He was like Vince Scully. I'm just saying. All right. What I miss over here? Hydrate. Top Notch Rule member for 6 months. He's an extra. Where are we at? Terry Knowles, $5, was in the middle of changing my front brakes when you came on, and I took a break to listen. Now, that's dedication, Terry. Thank you. What kind of car were you working on? I'm just saying. I was in the middle of doing some brakes, too, and the kid had to leave. The rain started, so I put my stool away also. Hopefully next year I'll have that stupid rack on the side of my house where I can do things right here at this level, and my fat ass doesn't have to bend over and start getting under vehicles again. Allegedly. Oh, James Hintz, I can relate to you when you say you stated I don't belong in today's world anymore. I don't. I do not fit in with any of the stuff. I wish I could. If I like getting groceries delivered, I sneak out of here to have lunch with my wife a couple times a week. That's it. That's my extent. The rest of the world, I'm having trouble with it. A lot of trouble. And Martin Fan for Life, $4.99. Think of Crowder and Shapiro like brothers. I can pick at my brother's flaws, but if you pick at my brother's flaws, we'll have issues. That's a very good way to look at that. It really is. There we go again. Samuel Pancaninian, Samuel Pancake, Samuel Panekin. You know what? It's just Samuel Potemkin up there. $5. Will you be anywhere near Ohio this year? I don't know. It doesn't look like we will, but never say never because you just don't know. All right. What else was I talking about? Oh, you know what? I overheard. You guys are going to relate to this. You guys are really, really going to relate to this. I overheard a conversation, a couple of buddies talking, and I've touched on this a year ago, just this style of conversation. How many of you know people that everything they say is, hey, you can check out my car. Got a good deal on it. Got a really good deal on my car. Oh, this table and couch I got a really good deal on this table and couch. It's almost like, in case you don't like the thing they're showing you, they want to let you know they got a really good deal. I have friends like that. Everything is, I got a really good deal. I got a really good deal. I got this for half price. I talked this guy out of this thing. Everything is a good deal. Oh, come on. You guys, right now you're picturing people in your head. You know who I'm talking about. You have acquaintances or friends or people you work with that everything they do is a good deal. You got to stop them. One time they're telling you a story. You know what? I got these pack of 5 pens at Staples and I got them on sale. Got a really good deal. You got to stop them when they're in the middle of telling that story. Whatever story it is. And you got to say, is everything you do a really good deal? Are you just everything turns to gold in your finger, magic? Everything's a good deal. Your house was a good deal. Your car was a good deal. These ballpoint pens were a good deal. Everything's a good deal with you. Are you just the master of reverse sales engineering? It's they got to embellish that shit just to go in and be able to say those things. You have to. There's nobody's that way all the time. Hey, kid, get your butt over here. Time out. Pause. They want her microphone fixed, so you got to do something. Either unplug, replug, go to every connection, unplug, replug, and do it again here. You got to do something because it ain't right, and they're not happy about it. Actually, it's Mrs. Fort Watton that's telling you to do it. And now that I mentioned Mrs. Fort Watton's name, he wasn't doing it for me, but now he's doing it for you guys. All right, Mrs. Four, he's on it. Mrs. Fort Watton, $20, turn the whole screen yellow. Please get Mom's mic fixed. I miss her lyrical voice for her new table. All right, well, we're on that. So anyway, back to what I was saying. There's people that just walk around saying that. And I started to try to figure out why, because I was hearing one of them do it. I was hearing one of them say that right there on the spot. Well, I got a really good deal on this, and I just made a really good offer on that. I got a really good deal. And got a really good deal. Did my thing really good. Everything's good. It's like I want to know if it was a really good deal, and if it's not a really good deal, would you tell me? Because I have a workaround for that with myself. I have been brutally honest about stuff. Well, how much did you pay for something? I just paid regular price. Boy, that floors people. Oh, you didn't get a good deal? No, I'm not the good deal guy. I'm not pretending everything I do was a good deal. I'm not. In fact, there's been a couple things in my life, and this is where I'm encouraging you guys to be honest. And to the person you know, because you know a person in your life right now that is exactly how I'm describing. So the next time you get an opportunity, tell one of these stories right in front of that person. When they're listening, say, they wanted $10,000 for this truck, but I gave them 11. You overpaid? Why'd you pay so much? Well, there was a bidding war. This guy was offered $10,100, then $10,400, then $10,600. I just gave him $11,000. You paid more than it's worth? Why? I wanted it. I just wanted it. Whatever it is, if it's a house, if it's a car, when you want something, what's the difference in how much you pay for it? Why do you have to buy something and go and then pretend to everybody, oh, you got a really good deal. It's a deal of the week, a deal of the century. I got a deal. Why can't you ever just go, I paid way too much for that shit. I paid way too much for that car. I paid too much for that motorcycle. Fuck it. I really wanted it. Who gives a shit? How come you can't be that guy? How come you can't be honest and go, you know what? Every now and then there's something I really want, so I got it. Everyone does that with things they collect. If you collect stamps, you collect vinyl, you pay way too much maybe. Collect baseball cards. Sometimes there's a specific card you want, you pay way too much. Why do you have to turn around on top of that and then pretend you're not? I didn't pay that much. I don't know. Not that much. How come? It bugs me. It drives me batshit crazy when I hear people doing that. And I haven't heard it for a while, but I heard it recently. And I'm like, God, just fucking tell them that you paid the price because you wanted it. Who gives a shit? I don't know. And maybe I'm off base on how to approach that with your friends. If you don't want to tell them that kind of a story while one of your friends, the deal guy, whatever the deal guy is saying, just interrupt him and go, you realize every fucking story you tell is what a great deal you got? Have you ever just paid regular price for something? Do you go into McDonald's and nickel and dime them on Happy Meal number 3? I'm just saying. See, I'm getting all upset again over nothing. I'm getting upset by people that I shouldn't be getting upset about. I'm getting to where I'm just saying. We all know people like that. It'd be nice to shut them down once in a while. Tell them shut the fuck up. That's just me. Let me jump back over here between the sheets real quick. I'm a little behind. Terry Garman, hey there. Started watching Gen X Talks and Gen X Slices. Now I found this podcast 57 here, Gen Xer. I definitely relate. Terry, glad to have you paying attention and on board. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. Loud one, $10. I am all for a good deal, but I'll pay top dollar for something I want. Just like the offer on the house today. We want it, so we offer more than others will. That's what I'm saying. Mrs. Fort Watson said, I didn't mean tonight. Well, God damn it, woman, you weren't very specific. You notice when you said jump, I didn't even say how high. I interrupted one of my stories for you so that I could shift people around me into mode. Mrs. Fort Watson, pay attention to me. Wield your power with caution. That's all I'm saying. I'm done. But that's on you, sweetheart. Diego Ortiz, I got a deal on my wife. She was 35. I got her when she turns 40. I'm trading her in for 220s. You know what's really bad is that I don't think when I got married, I don't think the mileage was quite clearly disclosed to me. I thought it was one owner. I'm thinking there were several. Owners before. I think the mileage had been rolled back. No, you can start telling that stuff after you drive a vehicle for a while. You're like, I'm not so sure. And the one thing I'm upset about, I guess it goes with everybody, when I made my purchase on my wife, there was no warranty. There was no warranty. I didn't even get a receipt. I couldn't take it back. There was no warranty. If stuff started to break, it was all on me. Just a mess. Just a goddamn mess. Oh, and you guys wonder why I drink. No, you don't. Not even a little bit. Fupa full of shit. That's a great fucking name. Fupa full of shit. How do you guys come up with these names in here? How do you come up with a name, Fupa and full of shit? You realize that you're sitting around and you're thinking, how should I log in on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter? I have an online presence coming my way, and I'm going to pick a name that represents the inner me, the person I've always longed to be. And you're not Superman, you're not Batman, you're not the coolest kid on the block, you're not smooth motherfucker 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you're Fupa full of shit. All right, man. You do you, baby. You do you. I know you have made an excuse before about this, But there just is no excuse at all to use the Lord's name in vain. You either find a way to say whatever, oh, it got loud here too. You either find a way to say whatever with normal words, or you are ignorant and can't think of a way to say with something without using the Lord's name in vain. Now see, what Fupa Foolishit, his name is cussing, which he doesn't like apparently, and he certainly doesn't like the Lord's name used in vain. I got that. But the trapping part, he's clever. This guy, Fupa full of shit, is clever. Oh, he got me. He's got me trapped here. Did you see what he said? It was simple. You either find a way to use normal words, or you're ignorant. I'm paraphrasing. I'm cutting out some of the middle words, but that's what he said. You either find a way to say what you want with normal words, or you're just ignorant. Well, so let me see where that leaves me. Ah, fuck. I either have to, that means I have to either stop ever using the Lord's name in vain, or I'm ignorant. Those are my two choices. What if I don't want to stop using the Lord's name in vain? What if I'm comfortable with that? Well, it's tough shit. I can't do it anymore. And if I do it, I'm ignorant. If I don't do it, I'm conforming to this guy. So if I stop using the Lord's name in vain, I've now followed what this guy said. I'm obedient to this guy. He commanded something and I followed. Well, I can't have that. Because then everybody would do it. Everybody would start talking, don't you ever talk nice about the Dodgers again, or you're ignorant. I mean, if I go down that road, I'm stuck. So I can't do that. But on the other hand, by his words, if I keep cussing like that, if I keep using Lord's, then I'm ignorant. I don't want to be ignorant. Boy, you trapped me. You got me right there. I don't know what to do now. You got me penned in. You're so intelligent, you're so smart that within one paragraph you got me pinned in. If I don't do what you say, I'm ignorant. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck to do now. It's just a goddamn shame my brain doesn't work, because I'm sure there's a way out of this. I just can't think of what it is. I mean, everything was going along smooth with my live stream. I was talking with my friends. I was having a drink. And then, Jesus Christ, out of nowhere, this guy comes by and pins me like that. Before I make a decision on what to do here, I'm going to take some time to think about it. I may even have to sit and have a conversation with God. I may have to call him, get God on the phone. Say, do you care if I talk about your kid? And God would probably say, I don't care we talk about my kid. Why? I said, well, I throw his name out there a lot. I say, Jesus Christ, I know as your son, I don't want you to get offended. God may say, well, I don't prefer you do that. I mean, you don't take it in vain. What is in vain anyway? It's like, well, I'm not even sure what taking it in vain means. I mean, I know we all think we know what it means. We all think we know you shouldn't use it in an abusive, negative way. But, I got to say, God, when I use your son's name, when I say Jesus Christ on that, it's like putting an exclamation point at the end of a sentence, only better. I mean, I'm not saying you're endorsing what I'm saying. I'm not licensing my statement through your office, of course, but I do got to tell you that it carries some weight with how you use it. And God may listen to me for a minute and say, I got to tell you, there's a lot of ignorant people out there, but you do use my son's name very fluently. You don't overuse it. You do it very well, but maybe we should talk about the frequency. I said, well, I don't use other bad words and cuss. I don't say, I don't use the F word when I'm using your son's name. I'm keeping it very to the point. I'm keeping that sentence just for you guys. I could probably use the Holy Spirit's name or something, but I don't think that's going to have the same impact. Do you think? And God might say to me, he might look and say, well, you can try it, but if it doesn't have the impact, I'd say, well, are you going to listen one way or the other? He said, well, God may say to me, I'm going to listen a little bit less, because, you are making a point. I love a good point. I've been around a long time. I am God. I love a good point. If you're making a good point, I might be with you on that. Then I may say to God, that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to get on the same team here, baby. All right. So Full of shit. I think you're full of shit. I'm going to have to talk to God. I'm going to have a conversation. I doubt that I will record it, but it may go something like that. It may end up somewhere in that realm, and you don't know. You're not God. Unless you read, well, I will tell you right now, full of shit, if you can find in the book of Mark, chapter 17, anything that goes against anything I've ever said, I'll stop. But if you go to the New Testament, the book of Mark, and you flip to chapter 17, skip 16, 16 has nothing in it at all. But you go to 17, I will promise you that everything in there that I recite from Mark 17, any chapter, any verse, fully endorses my capabilities as a human being and the conversations that I have been having for the past couple years. All right? You read up on that and we'll get back. Can you say wild goose? Ray Cormier, welcome to Being an Extra today. Ray, thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Loud one, $21. Turn screen orange. Yep, we learned that lesson. General information is important, and just go all in if you really want it. But it seems we found something better. So started where we were okay with. Excuse me. Screw the good deal. We want it. When you want something, just go get it. When you wanted your wife or your husband, did you let anything get in your way? Was price something you had to give up in life? Was that an object? No, it was not. Terry Knowles, $5, 2019 Nissan Altima. Cakewalk, baby. You could have finished that while you were listening, Terry. You didn't need to stop for that. You could have done that blindfolded. We've talked before. Don't even pretend, baby. You could have done those front brakes. You didn't need to stop. Patrick Arterberry, been watching for more and more. Love everything about your show. Thank you, Patrick. Appreciate you. Michael Dawson, update on the kid ticket bench warrant. Man, I was trying to avoid that. I'll tell you what, we will talk about that on the next audio podcast, which drops Thursday in 2 days. Michael Dawson, stay tuned in. We will update every Thursday at midnight. The podcast drop by Thursday morning at the latest. It drops. You guys get to hear Mom and I, Gen X Mom and I, argue and fight over stuff. His ticket, his car, his thing, his register. I'll give you a clue. I'll give you guys a heads up on part of the podcast on Thursday, the audio podcast we do on Thursday. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll record it tomorrow and edit it. It'll drop Thursday. You ready? Moderators can put up the links. Ready? Okay. He never transferred title to himself from his grandmother, ever. His registration was due in January. He's running around with January tags on his car. He got a ticket for the cell phone, which is what Michael Dawson's bringing up. He got a ticket for a cell phone that he never paid. Failure to appear. Yeah. That's what Michael Dawson's asking about, because we've covered a bunch of this stuff. We're family in here. You guys know stuff about me. I know tons of stuff about each one of you. I dig the interaction, but that's part of it. Listen, you want to find out what happened? Listen on Thursday. I will fill you in. Christy Sharp, I don't trust people who don't cuss. I have a master's degree. All you're left with is a Karen. Christy Sharp, I am, as of this moment, madly, deeply in love with you. I don't even care if you're married. Don't even care. That was a brilliant statement, and it supports everything I've been saying. And there's a little bit of whiskey left, and this one's going out to Christy Sharp, and then I'm going to get some more. Hey, kid, knock yourself out. Be a butler. Do something good in your life. All right. I am getting violent here, man. I'm knocking shit over. Scott Royston, using God's name in vain is never a good thing. As a Christian to a Christian, be careful about doing that. There's no leeway in that. Scott, you and I have been friends for a while. I do know that. I say that to that guy full of shit in jest. That's what the whole story was about. And Scott, in case you hadn't caught on, I wasn't really talking to God there. I was pretending, Scott. I still want one of your paintings. Hey, old man, you coming off the rails. Focus on us down home people. What does that mean? I'm not coming off the rails. I'm not getting bigger than my britches are. I'm talking about where life's taking us, man. It's a direction. I'm not going to drop it. I'm not going to drop it on your pod track. God damn, kids. His equipment over here. He's handing me my glass of whiskey. Don't drop it on any of the gear, Dad. Don't fuck up the gear. M. Martin, fan for life, $9.99. Turn my whole screen yellow. When coaching hockey, I got confronted by a parent because I said, Jesus Christ. I simply responded, they missed the words after. Give me strength to not choke these parents. Yeah, good point. And as a Generation X thing, when you say Jesus H. Christ, It's only because as Generation X, we know Christ personally, and we know what his middle name is, and it starts with an H. You, however, do not know. So shut up. All right, where was I? I had stuff to say. Oh my God, what a live stream. What a live stream. And it just keeps getting better all the time. What was that? Who said that? Who said that line? I've seen The Exorcist 127 times, and it just keeps getting funnier every single time. Oh, okay. I know who said it now. I know what. That's a good pull. If you guys know what movie that's from, that's a great pull. Good job there. Listen, I'm out of time. I'm not out of talking. I'm not out of air, but I am out of time. So let me see if I skipped anything in the picture section. Let me look. Bum, 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 bum. No, there was some stuff in here. Picture PG. Oh, you know what these fuckers are doing? Look at it. This is Pacific Gas and Electric. This is where I live. PG&E Electricity. If you have solar panels, which we do, we have 41 panels on our roof. Had them there for past 6 years. If you're generating excess electricity, you sell it back to PG&E. Are you with me? PG&E passed a rule with the state of California that they can charge 30 cents for tier 1, 30 cents a kilowatt hour to us. If we need their electricity, it's 30 cents a kilowatt hour when we need it from them, and tier 2 is up over 40 cents a kilowatt hour. That is what PG&E charges consumers. When we go to sell back to them excess electricity that we're generating, we were getting the same rate. We're like, all right, we'll buy it back at 30 cents. They just went to the state of California and got it reduced to, like, I think it was 19 cents or 12 cents. Maybe it was less than that. What, did I have another picture of that? I might. It was ridiculously low. It was so low it wasn't even worth selling it back. It was like, you fuckers. Why is the electricity less expensive when I make it and more expensive when you make it? Why? Because you guys are assholes. That's it. End of story. And the government went along with you. Fuck you guys. And you guys wonder why everybody wants to move to Texas and Colorado and get off the grid. Because you're a bunch of assholes. Oh, I know. You can color it with, well, there's legal issues and ramifications and regulations and people don't want to live on it. No. Forget all that. The guy next to me can spout all the jargon. Well, there's the regulations and the Title 19 and what you've done you passed the bill AB 32 and I got it. There's a dude next to me who's going to rattle everything off. You know, when it comes my turn to talk, everyone's leaving because you're assholes. That's it. You wanted it street level. You wanted it nuts and bolts level. You want to look out my front door and me tell you what's going on? They're assholes. Everyone's moving. That's it. You want to go deeper? Talk to the guy next to me. He's got all the charts and graphs and stuff, but not me. Did I show you the picture on how lazy my son is? He didn't do this. He did not do this. But sometimes this is the best way to describe. And not just this kid. Every kid I've raised has gone through this phase. Now I'm going to let you absorb that for a minute while I have a drink. Because you're going to need to look. Some of you are going to look at it and go, I don't get it. I don't get what he's fucking talking. What's he fucking talking about? I'm looking at the picture, but I don't fucking get it. What's he doing? Others of you are already laughing about it. I'm not going to explain it. If you don't get it, you don't get it. But some of my kids are so stupid, they'd believe this. I'm going to tell my kids these were dispensers for mayonnaise, mustard, and ketchup. Oh, dumbasses. Oh, what my kids will believe. Pat Wilson said hydrate. Well, Pat, good Lord. Now, is Pat Wilson a guy or a girl? If it's a guy, fuck off. Don't tell me what to do. If Pat Wilson's a girl, I'm sorry. I would do right and got my water right in my hand. Quickly, too. Did you notice quickly? Loud one, $5. We're on a bus and I'm driving. We don't need no tracks. Sit down, hold on, and shut the fuck up and drink. That's what I'm trying to say. Disney Mama Sammy Joe, the sugar mama. Who's the $2 whore? You guys, this $2 whore has been up here for over a week now. And you guys still cannot tell. All right, I'll leave it this big. All right? Everybody put in $2. Let the pictures drop again. Before we get out of here tonight, Put in $2. Let the picture drop. Tell me who the $2 whore. It's one of you guys. It's one of you guys on Facebook and on Instagram. On Facebook and on YouTube. It's one of you guys. This particular person is in both places. I'm sorry. I'll just sit back and wait. Put in $2. Watch it drop in there. I'll leave the jar large. You can't censor me is the person's name. I'm not taking his name in vain. I'm calling upon my Lord for aid, Jesus Christ, or vengeance. Goddamn. I know my Lord. See, when he says goddamn, you're actually damning someone. He's right on that. You're saying goddamn, like damn that person, take vengeance, help me seek retribution on that. I get what he's saying on that. You probably shouldn't still do it, but I know what he's saying. I know my Lord, and I'll argue with you in circles on this because I went to divinity school to get my ordination. Yes, I'm a legal reverend, and in every sense, a Patton, and Patton would have loved me. General Patton. Okay, look, there's the face. Did everybody get it now? Loud One put in $2. Noel put in $2. Mrs. Big Rig, I think it's Mrs. Lyon. It is not Mrs. Lyon. Mike Perkins thinks it is Tori Sharavlo. It is not Tori. Unbelievable. You guys can't get this. Unbelievable. How much bigger can I make this goddamn jar where you can see who the $2 whore is? You guys can't tell who the $2 whore is tonight. Lionheart, $1.99, $1.55 original. Lionheart taking it back old school. Back in the day, it wasn't a $2 whore. It was a $1.55 whore. There, look at that. Little nurse's cap and everything, and you still can't tell. My God. Well, $1.55 whore didn't have the same ring as $2 whore, so we changed it. All right. Tim Mitchell dropped in $1.99. Lionheart's $1.99, and still nobody knows. I can't believe we're going on a week 2, and we still have no idea who the $2 whore is in the jar. And just for those of you who don't know, when you donate $2 in super chats, it drops down a little symbol. Well, we changed the symbol to a person's face, a real person, one of you guys, and we named it the $2 whore. So every time someone gives, I think it's between $1 and $5. Your face, the $2 whore, drops in the jar. You become the $2 whore. There's boys and girls, men and women that have sent me pictures and said, let me be the $2 whore for one night. So I do. And it's always someone you guys know. It's someone popular. It's not like I'm hiding it from you. There's just something wrong with you guys. I think you're a bunch of broken toys. Every one of you. All right. Uh-oh. Who wrote? Oh, never mind. I'm not going to read that out loud. I thought you wrote the answer, but it's you. It's her. I thought she wrote the answer, but she didn't. She was just telling me that who she is. And apparently Gen X Mom caught on because she posted it here. Andy Benjamin says, is it Mother Teresa? No, it's not Mother Teresa. Oh, for God's sakes, you guys have got me spinning in circles here. This is so much fun. Listen, I got to go. I'm a little over budget, a little over time. We got other stuff to get going on here. I got to finish this live stream. I got to have something to eat, and I got to go beat my kids. I haven't done it all day. There's an order to things, and if you get out of whack, things are fucked up. Listen, I do got to go. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was a lot of fun. I wasn't sure if the simulcast was going to work. I owed Facebook some stuff. I'd missed some Facebook stuff. I wanted to do them both and see if we could bring it in. Do you guys understand the level of commitment from the Gen X Talk staff? Two Bear and Lion and Ash and Josh, everybody pulling their weight, Trippy Pineapple and Low Torque, everybody coming together, trying to get this done where we could have moderators on both places. We could have Between the Sheets on both places. It was a big, big fucking deal. I'm really thankful for all the moderators. I'm especially thankful for all of you guys. Gen X Talks wouldn't be anything without you. So wherever you're listening from around the planet, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or on the Armed Service Radio Network, we thank you guys for showing up. We thank you guys for tuning in. And get over to my button. Oh, shit. Got one more drink. No. Wait. Don't go. One more drink. Salute. Right now. Come on. Party foul if you don't. Oh, it gets smoother as the night gets longer. Thank you guys for showing up. And remember, one thing, we'll catch you guys on the flip side.